Howdy y'all, Michael here.
Quick cut, future Michael here. Today is Saturday, April 22nd, 2023. This video is coming out tomorrow, but it's 2023. And I had not had my first cup of coffee when I made that video. It was about 6:30. No, it was probably 6:30, 6:45 in the morning. So it was a wee bit early and I was not quite awake. So yeah, I messed up the date again. But you know, April 22nd, April 2000, what are you gonna say, 22? Nope, it was 2023. So back to past Michael and enjoy the rest of the video.
It's the beginning of our tax-free weekend here in Texas for emergency preparedness supplies. So if you're watching this Sunday or Monday, please check out the Comptroller's website. It's tax-free weekend for emergency preparedness items, and you can buy the stuff without having to pay the sales tax. So just look it up online, just Google it, you'll find it. I am actually heading to a emergency preparedness summit that's held by our U.S. Congressman. His name is Michael Burgess. I'm not going to get into politics, whether Republican, Democrat, or whatever party or political beliefs you have, but this is a great summit and meeting to have, and we're going to be in one of the vendor booths, but we're going to be moving around a lot too, just exploring what's going on. So come hang out with me. Well, we're setting up right now. We're going to put the tower trailer and our ecom unit. We're at Hebron High School, the 9th grade school here, and that's Goliath. Goliath is a pretty cool little beast there. I've heard it's got a twin that's up in the Washington D.C. area, and that is called David. So Goliath is a mobile EOC. It's got actually 3 masts, but these 2 masts have cameras on them. And it's a pretty massive setup. We're gonna go inside here, check this out. So this is the interior of the Goliath. This is a workstation for, usually people logging will be at this workstation if they're not on the other side here. You have a printer down there, you have a plotter to print out maps. Right here is our amateur radios cache, and it's got everything from HF and VHF, UHF, anything that we will need on the field. We got 3 workstations here with a person working one right now, good friend of mine. Say hello. And you go down here a little bit. These are radios for different services, and so if you have like a big wildfire that we're working, you have one radio system with one fire department, one radio system with another fire department. We can make them to where the 2 fire departments can talk to each other. So it's fire, police, medical, you name it. It's all in this big stack here, and any other things we need to slot in there. Back here is a little conference room where we get planning. This usually where command calls the shots, or say they need to have use of a phone system. Those are the phones. We do have phones all the way through it. Works just like a phone in an office. And cabinets full of goodies and things that you might need on a deployment. Most important part, or second most important part, you got the microwave, and there somewhere is coffee maker. We have some refrigerators down here. And here's the most important part. The bathroom. You never know when you're going to need it, but right now we're asking you to use the toilet in the building. That way we don't fill the tanks up here. And that's Goliath in a tight little nutshell here. So right there is the animal control. Got the Salvation Army canteen here. Carrollton Police Department's recruiting. And that's a fun little truck to drive right there. We are in Carrollton. This thing moves from place to place, so this year we're in Carrollton. Looks like they got their mobile command post right there. That's very nice looking. Also looks like we got a co-serve out here with one of the bucket trucks. We'll probably giving little rides on that, maybe. And Public Works. I asked a couple of people to bring their Go kits, and they brought their Go kits. Still assembling the Go kits, including Scott. Scott with the hamstock.com, and Dakara, and Aries,
and Lark,
and Laura, and who else is Heidi. They're with the hamstop.com, and do you have one of your devices, sir?
I do. And it's
oh, he's actually connecting it right there.
Yeah.
So he makes connectors that you can put on top of military masts and tripods and you name it. And if you go to thehamstop.com and enter the promo code GettingOut2023, you'll get a little discount. You get show pricing that way. But it's thehamstop.com, and promo code is GettingOut2023. That's good through the rest of the year. So Scott's got a nice little Go kit. I told him it was so pretty, I'd like to have it out here. So here it is. Yaesu and Alenko all the way.
I'll plug in and so you can see it working.
Oh yeah, we like the pretty color lights on it too.
Yeah, we're gonna plug it in and actually have it working. So that's why he intended the whole thing.
So this is the Amateur Radio Emergency Service. That's the organization I volunteer with. We got scouting, do Boy Scouts and ham radio. Want to know what frequencies we use? That's our band plan. Got 22 things you can do with ham radio. How you can serve your community and connect to wireless excitement. A little tongue in cheek here.
I did.
And when all else fails, amateur radio. Getting the message through your family and community. Have a communications plan. Right, Scott?
Yes, sir. That's right.
Whatever I said, that's right.
No, whatever you said. But I heard what you said. Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is the interior. Got the check-in here. Like I said, Michael Burgess, MD. FEMA's here. Got CoServe, which is one of the energy companies here in Texas. The Home Depot, they're all set up. Disaster ready. It's awesome. Where are the giveaways here?
Recycle truck.
Oh, recycle truck. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. We'll go around here a little bit. See what we got going. There's Encore. That's the energy provider I use. It's just we're your zone. It's not my energy company. Carrollton. There's CERT. We often deploy with CERT. Denton County Emergency Management. My buddy Ben here. Say hi, Ben. Hello. And they got some goodie bags out here. VOAD, which is Volunteer Organizations Active in Disaster, which we're part of that. Carrollton Citizens on Patrol. And we got the police setting up over here. Over there is Emergency Management for Carrollton. Our Medical Reserve Corps. Howdy, folks. How are you doing?
Morning to you.
Animal Control with Christy. Public Works. DCTA, which is Denton County Transportation. How are you doing? Metrocrest Services, they're a charity organization helping those in need. And this is Carrollton Regional Medical Center. We got a hospital out here. Some restoration services. They do have disasters out here, and this is a company that helps restore your home. So you have a fire and you got a lot of water damage from it. They help get your home back to shape. Had to restart, my camera wasn't focusing. So this is TDEM, TDEM, that's the Texas Division of Emergency Management. And they're the ones that help on the state level for disasters. Of course, our Salvation Army, y'all know about them, as well as the American Red Cross. U.S. Department of Homeland Security. And our area agency on aging. And this right here is FirstNet. FirstNet is like a different band on the cellular network. It's by AT&T and is a set of radio frequencies for cellular use, but it's separated, so if there's a big disaster, they have their own network that they can be on, because as you know, during the disaster, cellular networks can get overloaded. And it's very important that they stay in communication so they can do the most good for the most people. I know everybody else needs to be on, but it's important that you have your own emergency communications plan, whether that's going to be amateur radio or GMRS. You need to have some way of communicating with your family. Well, this is called an AMBUS. It's basically a bus that is an ambulance. This one's a little different. It's got a separate cab there. Some of them are made using an old passenger bus. Just you got it out and redone, but we'll go up in here, take a look. So if you have a mass casualty disaster, this is what they use with the ambuses. And basically take multiple patients at a time. So these type buses were like in West Texas when we had that fertilizer explosion and took care of the entire town. So very cool. Yep. So this is Carrollton's Mobile Command Center. We're gonna
that portion is where we do all of our negotiator.
Oh, okay. Same as Goliath. Yeah, we're gonna step up here. Howdy. How are y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. This is where they do all the hostage negotiations. Same as Goliath. It's this back part. Now it looks like they got some stations here. Refrigerator. Does it have a coffee maker?
We have a Keurig.
You have a Keurig, so you're okay. So we gotta make sure we got the basics taken care of.
Yeah.
There it is, right there. I think they have a regular coffee maker, so you're one up on Goliath there. What was your name?
Michael.
Michael.
Yeah.
Good to meet you. I'm Michael, so that's easy.
Yeah. This is where all the command staff sit up here.
Okay. So you got this is the Harris radios.
Yeah.
This is much nicer. Double slide outs.
Yeah. Well, we got two cameras as well. We got regular. We got thermal camera as well.
Right.
Two thermal cameras.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Oh, cool.
And then each individual station, like you can plug your laptop in and whatever you're viewing. If someone else wanted to see it, I could cast from that station to any other monitor.
Very nice. This is Salvation Army, their little canteen, and very nice thing to have in a disaster. I've actually had coffee from a canteen and a disaster. I believe I did. At least they helped with some food down at Hurricane Ike back in the day. But this is our coffee right here, and I'm gonna get some. I already brought my own cup though. How do you like your coffee? Let me know down in the comments. How do you drink your coffee? I like mine black. I deployed down at Hurricane Ike long before I got on the amateur radio and such, but sometimes the beer companies will stop brewing the beer, and they use the water they use for the beer, and they'll can it for disasters.
Right.
This is Anheuser-Busch. Not going to get into the politics of that company right now, but they will run water, just straight water, and This is not water that you can find in the store. This is water for disaster. So I was drinking this water down in Hurricane Ike a number of years ago, and I went with the group for what they call a point disbursement, which we gave out supplies for people. And the Salvation Army was out there as well, or Salvation Army and the American Red Cross was out there during that time I was out there.
Yeah.
So what's in the red totes themselves?
So these red totes are called Cambros, and basically they hold hot food.
Okay.
And so we can fill those up and drive into areas where normal vehicles can't get, and feed the public.
Okay.
Or provide canteen services to first responders as well, but mostly we feed to the public. We can also remove the Cambros, fold these shelves down, and use this as a transportation like supplies and stuff.
Well,
Transport supplies and things like that.
very cool.
Yeah, so it goes all over the place. It's pretty sturdy. This one is actually a diesel version. We actually have a couple of electric versions now, and then we have a couple of gas versions too, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, moving to electric. But this is our workhorse, and also inside you see these two chairs. We can actually remove the Cambros, use this as a bench seat for our clients when we're working with them after a disaster. These chairs will swivel around. We can talk to the client face to face, or we can work off the table over here.
Oh, very cool.
The windows, we actually feed out of the windows. So
Okay, so the windows do open.
yeah, I just got one open right now, but the other one opens as well.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, just
How versatile is that? That's
so
nice.
both of them we feed out the window, sort of like a food truck per se. Yeah. Yeah. So that's our baby.
By the way, this is Michael. I'm
Hi.
Michael as well.
Yep.
So we got a lot of Michaels around here. I just talked to a police officer, and his name was Michael too. So
Good deal. I'm a volunteer supervisor with the Red Cross, disaster supervisor. I work Arlington and Fort Worth area, so any little city in between.
Oh, very, very cool. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Okay, good deal.
Right there is Care Flight. It's a medical helicopter, and they're circling around here. So they will usually circle around the scene and look at all the hazards before they actually land it.
That makes sense.
But I believe they're going to land that helicopter here and give tours here after a while. There's everybody staring at the helicopter out here. They got their table set up here, looking for our PIO. This is Scott's setup. And what you can see the radios, it's kind of bright out here, so the displays aren't as bright. It's usually for like inside of vehicles or inside of the home. Got satellite TV going on here, WinLink, some other radio gear, doing HF and local. Solar panel, there's a satellite antenna. Got our tower here. We decided not to deploy it up, but it goes up about 50 feet, 50, 60 feet, and that's our repeater on the back here. Of course, we got ECOM 701. I think it's actually going to change this number. And this is one of the assets we have when we deploy, as well as just have general ham radio fun. Got some of the gear in the rear there, a computer or two, HF, and some handhelds as well. Just a whole myriad of stuff here for us to use. Holy cow, that is a cow, C-O-W, which means is cellular on wheels. Basically it links up to satellite. You got cellular area down, especially during the disaster, and that tower will go up and be a cell phone antenna. Sometimes you'll see these deployed out when they're working on a cell tower and they need to take it down. They'll bring one of these out to cover that area. until they can get it back online. Oh, we got the PHI Helicopter here, so show us the ropes here. What's going on here?
All right. Well, this is a Bell 407. We pretty much have anything that you could possibly need, whether it's a scene flight or an interfacility. We do critical care, the whole bit, really. I don't really know what else to go into on it.
Right. So this is where you load them up, and
Correct.
well, so
we load patients here. We fly with obviously a pilot, and then we've got the med crew. So me and my partner, a nurse and a paramedic. That's basically the gist of it. I'm not 100% sure what else to talk about.
So it's Dylan. This is Caitlin. You're a flight nurse. So tell me what goes on during a normal call.
So it depends on if it's a scene or an interfacility. They will drop the tones and they let us know if we're going out on a scene or interfacility. Gives us a little bit of time to prepare. Typically, if it's a scene, we don't know much. We just know the nature of the accident. And then the fire department typically will set up an LZ for us if it's a scene call. We'll land, meet the ground crew, and see what the patient needs. If we need to stay on the ground for a little bit and help stabilize before we leave, we can do that. Or we can just load and go and get them to the nearest appropriate facility. Interfacilities, we get a little bit more information. We'll go into the hospital, switch everything over to our equipment, and then get them where they need to go.
Well, very, very cool. Well, thank you all very much. I've seen helicopters at car accidents a few times, and every one of these fairs that we go to, they have a either PHI or Care Flight come out, and we appreciate all you guys do. Because I mean, mission critical. This is the way to get it done, and just again appreciate everything you do. So this is Dylan, and this is Caitlin. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Here's the Encore trucks. It came a little bit later, and the Mr. Restore vehicle right there. This is my friend Holly. She actually works with Christy. Christy's a long-time friend of mine. And she takes care of animal services. And what do you got in your hand there?
So this is one of our snake tongs. This is what we use to pick up a snake, like my little friend in the bucket here. We use that to safely pick them up and move them from one place to another.
You ever bring a snake and scare people with them, or just have a little fun with them?
I thought about it. I had one yesterday. Thought about it.
So this is the dog kennels, and you got plenty of leashes here.
Yes, sir. Yep, we've got all of our leashes, dog kennels. These are the spaces where the dogs go. Cats, any other animals we pick up, they all go in these boxes that are air conditioned, and they also have lights, so that way we can see in the dark if we need to. Also get air circulating in there, so when it's hot and cold.
So what happens during the disaster? You got a lot of pets loose, and I'm sure you all get called out for it.
Yeah, so in cases of disaster like that, we get called out. What we're doing is we're trying to get out there and get these pets reunited with their families. So we go out, we have our microchip scanners, we're scanning these dogs, scanning the cats, trying to get them home to their owners, getting in contact with them, making phone calls. If we can't get in contact with them at that point, we bring them to the emergency shelter that's set up. So that way everybody can come back and look for them if they aren't microchipped, so they can hopefully get reunited.
Well, very cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course.
I am one of 5 urologists that we have staffed full-time at CBS 11. Like the National Weather Service, there's someone on staff every hour of every day, maybe after COVID working from home a little bit more than not, but TV and the digital products that come along with TV are 24/7, so we've got to have someone kind of turning that content, and certainly the weather in North Texas gives us plenty of content to drive our TV products and our digital products.
People have a plan for their families, but they don't think about their pets, and that's extremely important, as we saw with Katrina, where a lot of animals got left behind. What I want to do is educate people and let them know, hey, you need to have a plan for them as well, so that doesn't happen here. So, first step is definitely have a plan. So, we've got an emergency shelter that Elliot has set up there in the Rosemead Rec Center. Him and his dedicated team have done an awesome job with that. We have been able to create where we can actually facilitate people's pets. That way they're able to bring them to the shelter and not leave them at home. So what I do is I actually have a go bag for my pets. So I leave this in the pantry. That way, when, hey, stuff happens, we need to get out, I grab my bag and I grab my animals. I have food, I've got dog bowls, treats, water, medication if needed. That way, I know that if I'm not able to get back home, I at least can take care of them at least for a couple of weeks and be okay. Another important thing is make sure your pets stay vaccinated. Keep them up to date on their vaccines. Make sure they have collars for ID tags. And most importantly, make sure they're microchipped with your current information. You can always contact your microchip company to get your information updated. If you need help with that, please feel free to see me and I can help you get that information updated. Another thing is practice this plan. Make sure your pets are familiar with the carriers, because if they've never been in a carrier before and it's time to go and they're going to fight you, that's just a lot of unneeded stress. So definitely work on your plan, make sure everybody's prepared. That way when something happens, you guys are going to be okay. Our animals really depend on us. They're not able to take care of themselves when, stuff happens. So they really depend on us.
That was the Mercy Preparedness Fair, sponsored by Michael Burgess, our congressman for our area, our U.S. congressman. It is tax-free weekend this weekend for Mercy Preparedness supplies. If you just Google that again, check out what supplies you can not have to pay sales tax on. It's for the Texas area. It's going to end Monday at midnight, so if you're watching this and it's after the 24th of April 2023, it's already over. So it's going to be April 22nd, which is the time I'm filming here, 23rd, which is the time this episode comes out, and the 24th, so take advantage of that. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having fun doing it. But for now, y'all take care, be safe, bye.